Hey, it's Serena with the Seven Streams Method. So I created a 2-page spread for a Bible reading tracker. Now I narrate the Bible over at the Seven Streams Method, sevenstreamsmethod.com, and each day we read through a portion of the Bible. Now we've divided the Bible up into streams and we'll go more into that, but the purpose of this video is to show you how I created the Bible tracker. You can use it for our method to read through the Bible, and if you just take off the streams, you could use it for tracking any way of reading through the Bible. And you don't have to read the Bible in a year. You can spread it out over time. But a lot of the times, if you read the same passages over and over, you're like, did I read this already? And here's a great way to track it. So I have a 1917 Leuchtturm bullet journal, and you can see I have this in bright yellow. And I figured that there would be enough squares in here to put every chapter in the Bible, along with the 3-letter abbreviation for the book of the Bible, such as GEN for Genesis. And for some of the books that are just 4 letters, I went ahead and spelled those out, like Ruth and Luke. So anyway, here is how I worked it out. I just created this in pencil. This was me just trying to see, is this going to work? Is this going to fit? And then I refined what it looked like by creating this. So this then became the next step, which was to create lines around it and create a header, which was for our way to read through the Bible, which is the 7 streams. So what I noticed when I created this one was that I wanted to create a division between the books, such as Genesis, here it stops at 50, and Exodus starts, and you can see the divisions by the books. Which is fine. I mean, if that's something that you want to do is create lines around that, you definitely can to see the divisions of the books better. Or you could go with this method of just having a big box around everything and maybe just putting a box around the abbreviation or the name of the book. And that's a possibility too. So now what happened though when I was creating this is I started writing out these numbers and I got into the rhythm. Well, it's very therapeutic when you start writing out numbers, you just keep going. And I would go beyond the number of actual chapters in that book. So for instance, Jonah does not have 5 or 6 or 7 chapters, it only has 4. So you can see where I actually glued these little strips of paper. I actually cut them out of the back of my journal. Check it out. Yes, I cannibalized this page so I could cut strips just so I could see, do I like this look? Does this suit me? So from this, I'm going to show you how you can do a simplified version of this in your bullet journal, writing it out. And I also created a printable. So here is the printable. It's available at sevenstreamsmethod.com. And this is something that you can print out on 8.5 by 11 paper. You don't have to put it in a bullet journal. But what I did to create this one is I simply used a shipping label page, which it comes with. You print on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and there's 2 stickers that are 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And I simply trimmed those down so that it would fit into the journal. It actually went over the page number, which that doesn't bother me, but at any rate. So now what I can do is I can color in the artwork. I can color in each chapter so I can track my progress of either listening or reading through the Bible in a year. And so now what I'm going to do is actually show you how to do a 2-page spread with just simply a black pen. I have a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. It's black 199. It's S, I guess that means small. So anyway, I've got this pen and we're just going to go ahead and letter these in. Now you'll notice that I started with pencil, and the reason why was because I didn't want to cannibalize any more of my journal. So what I did was just went ahead and noted the streams. I went ahead and wrote the abbreviation for the book, the first number, of course, and then the last number, and then the next, and so on and so forth for the whole Bible. I went ahead and wrote a guide down both sides of the page so that I wouldn't lose track, because sometimes it's easy to just bump up a line. I don't know why. It's just when you're writing this many numbers, it's just so easy to lose track. So anyway, I figured by writing it out in pencil, it would be a good guide to get started on doing this method. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and ink all of this in, write in all the numbers, and I'll just speed up the process so it's not going to take as long for you as it's going to take for me. So now I'm going to pause here for a second. So I did it again. I actually went over on 2 Kings. So there's only 25. I still didn't stop. Do you see how I just went ahead and wrote that through? So I may tape that over, or I may cross it out, or who knows what I'm going to do there. So as an example, I did it again. So anyway, continuing on. Okay, do you see how I stopped right there at 13? That was the final number. The reason I didn't do these 2 squares is because I would have split up the abbreviation for Esther. And that's the same thing up here, like for First Chronicles. I would have just written out First Chronicles and then the next number would have been there, but that's why I should have stopped there at 25. So I stopped at 13, and now I'm going to stop here at 10 because there's only 10 chapters in Esther. So the light source that I was using went out, so I had to plug in another light. This has taken me that long. So continuing in the church stream. So there you have it. Here is a Bible reading tracker all the way from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, and it fits on a 2-page spread. Now I can decorate this top however I want. If it's a different Bible reading method that you use, you could put that up there. But as you can see, like what I have on my tracker, that my printable, is I have created something along like that, those lines, and I'll probably do something like that on my new page. And there you have it. There is the Bible tracker for the 7 Streams method. If you like this, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching this, and come sail with us over at the 7 Streams.